Already 7:30, guys. Y'all get a couple. I'll give you a minute for some of y'all to trickle in. And damn it, I'm going to smoke a cigarette before we get started. Brr. I wish we had a crack pipe prop to do some gags with. I was looking for a word. I almost said plot. That's not the word I need. I want to start doing a thing every now and then where we meet some of the boys like Scotty and them for lunch at a place where if the place averages $10 a head to get out the door, we show up, everybody puts $20 on the table. We order, put a 360 camera in the middle of the table, do a show, and make it a point of, it's an oversized tip.
Oh, 100% or near 100% tip, like that's the...
Yeah. Gotta be careful with it though, because we might start one up motherfuckers. Yo, let's do 100%ers Club bones this week. Yo, look. Hold on a minute. Talking about waiters that make $100,000 tips. They don't do it on volume, so. Oh yeah, we know, Jamie, we know. So you get it's the pre-show. Gives you time for everybody to get logged in and get ready for the for the hammer to drop. And good morning. Okay, so we were totally going to talk about some of the stuff that's developing with the Joe Rogan thing and how you should never apologize and all that stuff. And I was doing some research on some of the new developments in that when I came across this, and now this is our show today, because I definitely scrolled across this on the Twitter and said, "Wait, this is a meme, right?"
I thought it was a meme at
We should have done this on Monday. Oh, wait. No, this is a Daily Mail headline.
Equity.
Okay, so Joe Biden has a crack problem. Joe Biden has had a crack problem for almost as long as he's been in government. Which, by the way, is forever. The man has been in government for half a century. He's been in government in one form or another for longer than most of his voters have been alive.
Yeah.
And he's had a crack problem for a lot of that. And when I say he's had a crack problem for a lot of that, Biden is largely responsible for, every time you hear somebody complaining that the prison system, the justice system is unfairly disadvantages black people, he did that. He did that to deal with the predators,
Super predators.
the super predators in the racial jungle where we need to lock the sons of bitches up. These are all quotes from Joe Biden on race and crime and justice in America. Oh, Steve says, please tell me Hunter is going to market a signature series line of pipes and Parmesan cheeses.
You know, I mean, you want to talk about, like, the soft bigotry of low expectations? Like, this is racial equity.
This is vote buying.
Okay, but, in keeping with the racism thing, just for a moment, like, the
That's easy. Joe Biden.
Yeah, the soft bigotry of low expectations, because it's pretty obvious here that the assumption is that, well, it's probably going to be melanated people that take advantage of the free crack pipe program. And look, I don't have any experience with crack. However, I happen to know that crack pipes are not terribly difficult to acquire. You go buy those glass roses from the gas station, and you're not actually buying the flower. Okay?
Right.
Right.
I mean, yeah, there's head shops, gas stations all over anywhere, and you can buy a crack pipe for next to nothing. But that's just not good enough for Joe Biden.
But this is racial equity. All right? This is and look, let's just
Right.
remember, when the left talks about equity, they're trying to level the playing field.
No. Crack pipes, clean needles, Planned Parenthood. When the left talks about equity, what they're talking about is laundering taxpayer dollars through government and non-government organizations with, if not the explicit purpose, the happy side effect of extending Margaret Sanger's work to exterminate black people. That is the objective.
Hey man, this is a brave new world. Vote for me and you get your soma. Just
Wow. So I went ahead and pulled this up. Needle Exchange, find a program. AmericanAddictionCenters.org.
wait.
And I before you make another joke, I want to point out up here in the title line. Oh, y'all can't see the URL because I'm clever, but these are referred to as harm reduction programs. Harm reduction programs they're government-funded programs which give out clean needles to addicts. The idea being that, I should have read the mission statement right off there, but I already closed that one so we can move on to the next article. But the idea is that drug use, especially for addicts, already carries some serious inherent health risks. And those risks are made even worse when addicts are in poverty, unable to purchase and acquire clean drug paraphernalia, and as a result run the risk of not just overdosing, but overdosing with the bacterial viral infection that they caught from the other filthy dope head that they're sharing a needle with. And apparently that moves to crack pipes as well, because fire doesn't kill everything. Apparently.
Yeah. You know, the left wants the universal health care, right? But they're pissed because, like, so far their inroads into universal health care have not been very universal. right? Like, so they're going to fund the crack pipes, the thing that'll knock your teeth out. But they haven't yet funded universal dentistry to replace the teeth when they get knocked out from smoking the crack. Like, it's...
Yeah, exactly. So, and yeah, by the way, that's a great point. Your Obamacare, just like your Obama phone, doesn't cover your teeth. Oh, where is? Oh, please be the one of it. Damn it. There was a meme that I had pulled up earlier, and I forgot where I put it.
Whoops.
But anyway, you were saying.
Yeah, and look, I'll just make the point real quick. I am somebody that believes all drugs should be decriminalized, legalized, whatever. Look, we passed a constitutional amendment to make alcohol illegal. It was a spectacular failure. No parallels to the current situation with regard to the drug war whatsoever. No, none at all. Okay. It was a spectacular failure, so then we passed another constitutional amendment saying, lay whoops, lay oh no, lay undo that, right?
They undo that?
I mean, I could keep going.
I believe my mother is suggesting that wearing a mask will protect your teeth from crack. You know, that is as reasonable a suggestion as many I've heard from the same left that we are currently talking. Oh, here we go. This is the one I wanted to show you guys. This, in the interest of accuracy, this is not a crack pipe. It is a meth pipe. And this is not the type of pipe Hunter Biden used to smoke crack. And it is not the kind of pipe Kamala Harris smoked to get her where she is today. Just in the interest of clarity and accuracy. So,
Okay, seriously though, we gotta let's read the article a little bit, because surely we jest, surely we misunderstand.
We're completely off our rockers here. This is madness. So here's a news outlet that you probably never heard of to begin the making of my point. CNS News, the right news right now. So presumably a little bit right tilted. CNS News, the Federal Department of Health and Human Services, is planning to distribute $29.5 million in harm reduction grants for drug abusers this spring. Money that could be allocated for safe smoking kits and supplies, meaning crack pipes and related paraphernalia. The nearly $30 million in harm reduction grants is being distributed through the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. State, local, tribal, and nonprofit groups involved in treating drug abuse may apply for the funds. Because treating drug abuse is, you treat drug abuse by giving people drugs. Where's the federal grant to send firewater to the reservations?
I know, it's so racist. I don't even know how we talk about this without getting thrown off YouTube. Like, but it's not us!
The purpose of the program is to support community-based overdose prevention programs, syringe services programs, and other harm reduction services, said in its announcement of the funding opportunity. Some of the harm reduction efforts acceptable to include safe sex kits, including PrEP resources and condoms. Oh, I forgot to look up what PrEP resources are. This has got to be some kind of...
Oh, PrEP. It's
Is it an abortion pill?
No.
It sounds like an abortion pill.
No. It's actually a really impressive pill that reduces the viral load of HIV in your body to the point to where...
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You need that if you're not heterosexual and monogamous, I suppose. Safe smoking kits, supplies, syringes to prevent and control the spread of infectious diseases. As reported by the Washington Free Beacon today, an HHS spokesman said the safe smoking kits will provide pipes for users to smoke crack cocaine, crystal methamphetamine, and any illicit substance. So, that's from the Wow. Somatic Dust says, in Chicago you can get free needles and cookers and cottons, everything but the dope. See, I don't even know exactly what cookers and cottons are. I think I have an idea from having watched Breaking Bad. They did some heroin in that show, and I
did not go
I just assumed that show is generally accurate because, well, the show was excellent, and you don't get excellent show work without deep research. So the priority populations for this program are underserved communities that are greatly impacted by SUD, substance use disorders. According to the grant announcement, underserved communities are defined under Section 2 of Executive Order 13985. Grant recipients will focus activities on meeting people where they're at. Okay, there's an ellipses there, so I'm going to forgive the grammar. Issued by Joe Biden on 21/21 and is entitled Executive Order on Advancing Racial Equity and Support for Underserved Communities Through Federal Government. There it is. It's being done in the interest of advancing racial equity. You know, because white people can buy their own crack pipes.
Look, you know, and you stopped. I'm just going to read it. Don't even pull it back up. The section of the order reads, for purposes of this order, the term equity means consistent and systemic, fair, just, and impartial treatment of all individuals, including individuals who belong to underserved communities that have been denied such treatment, such as Black, Latino, and Indigenous and Native American persons, Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, and other persons of color, members of religious minorities, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer persons, persons with disabilities, persons who live in rural areas, and persons otherwise adversely affected by persistent poverty or inequality.
Wait, disabilities? I'm a disabled veteran. Do I get a free crack pipe?
I mean, apparently. Oh my
God.
God.
I'm stone deaf without my hearing aids. Does that get me some nose candy?
No, dude. Oh, there is.
The Pollock says he lives in a rural area.
Man, there is no problem that a crippling meth addiction can't make worse.
It's like whenever I have a problem, I just throw a Molotov cocktail at it. All of a sudden, I have a very different problem. I texted that to Cade when he was attacked by a bear in a tent and had to Google what to do in case of bear attack while he was in the middle of a bear
Shoot him,
attack.
Jacob, shoot him.
I told him, throw a Molotov cocktail. Suddenly you'll have a very different problem. So, the term underserved communities refers to populations sharing a particular characteristic which is not white or straight.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Or Christian.
they defined that in the previous paragraph.
And
They made
love
it very
that.
clear.
I love this, right? Where was it? Members of religious minorities. See, this is another one of those things. When they talk about the 1%, for example, if you live in America, if you live in the United States of America and are not basically living in a homeless shelter or under a bridge, you are the 1% globally, right? So that question becomes, where do the definitions get drawn? Where do the lines get drawn? Right, when you talk about religious minorities, they're talking about Muslims. They're talking about people who practice Islam. Or they're primarily. Globally.
Globally, they're like a quarter of the world's population.
Yeah.
Like, minority hell. When your religion includes 1 billion members, entire regions of the world where, like, you're an apostate unless you pray 5 times a day.
Right.
You're not a Okay.
So no shit, there I was in Afghanistan. We hear the call to prayer 5 times a day, and it's actually a person who goes up and picks up a microphone and sings into a loudspeaker. And I'm sitting there eating my lunch one day, and the call to prayer comes on, And it just breaks out over the loudspeaker, and buddy, this guy was getting it. He was getting it. He breaks out, and I'm just chowing down on my lunch, and all of a sudden, here comes homeboy, Allah! And he holds it for like ever, and gets that, and then he does it again, Allah! Over the loudspeaker, just starts coughing up along, and buddy, I snows chicken parmesan all over my freaking body armor, because that's the kind of shit that happens.
I thought this was going to be related to drugs.
No, well, maybe he was coughing pretty hard. Might have been one of them Obama pipes, because it was back in 2010.
So, Alex asks, hasn't this been going on for decades? Yes, this has been going on for decades, and not just here, in several countries all over the world. But here's what's important. The U.S. president has never signed an executive order before going, nah, it's fine, Corn Pop, smoke your crack.
Well, and it's been going on for decades. The needle exchanges have. I haven't seen any evidence that the free pipes have been a thing, right? The sex kits, you go to Planned Parenthood and get a pack, you get a trash bag full of condoms so you can go back to your high school and put them over everybody's tailpipes while they're not looking. I mean, that's been a thing forever.
Right.
You did that, right?
No.
It's hilarious. At the end of the day, all the teachers get out, and you're just kind of hanging back where you could watch behind a snowdrift, and all of a sudden, everybody starts their car at about the same time, and these condoms fill up with exhaust, and they just go blowing up, and they fly all over the place like silly balloons. It's hilarious. And that's what Planned Parenthood did for me.
As soon as you said snowdrifts, I understood why I'd never engaged in this activity.
Because you never lived back in Maine.
Exactly.
I'm not sure I've ever dropped a back in Maine on the show before. I must have.
A thought just occurred to me, okay? You can go and you can get condoms, presumably, to prevent the spread of AIDS. But condoms are not 100% effective in stopping the transmission of HIV.
They are not. They also have limited levels of effectiveness in muling drugs.
Well, no, I was going to say that one could say that it's almost like a condom is a mask for your dick, and it's not completely effective. And if you don't put on a new one every time...
Yep, you have to use a new one every single time you sneeze in it.
Oh, man. Every single time you sneeze into it. Yes. This is true. This is absolutely true. Every time I've ever sneezed into a condom, I have definitely used a new one after that.
Steve, do you mean the one with the tree and the batarang? The Baltarang?
But yeah,
he does. I promise.
But yeah, just this is one of those things where, like, seriously, truth being stranger than fiction. I swear, the first time I saw this headline, I was like, "Oh, Babylon Bee, you're hilarious."
Yeah, that was my go-to. That was my assumption. And just like I pulled up several articles to make the point. We also have the story from the Daily Mail and from townhall.com, and. This one's more from. This is the other side from Black History Month from the Black Sphere.
Just in time for Black History Month.
Biden's racial equity includes crack pipes, right? So let me back this up a little bit. The Kevin Jackson Network. I've never heard of it, but this is part of something called the Black Sphere, right? Just in time for Black History Month. Biden's racial equity includes crack pipes. I haven't read this article yet. I expect this to be humorous. In what has become an administration where you can't tell jokes from reality, Joe Biden yet again insults black people. Okay. And this is presumably a black man's opinion. The name is Kevin Jackson, so that's not one you can just jump on, but I mean, the Kevin Jackson Show on the Black Sphere Network. In an article in the Free Beacon that feels like something from the Babylon Bee, Oh, huh. We learned that the Biden administration adds to the bureaucracy with a program to help make drug use safer for addicts. This program is part of Biden's racial equity project and runs... God, that just sounds like it sounds like a punchline, man. Runs under the auspices of the Department of Health and Human Services. Yes, Human Services. Crack pipes.
Same thing.
The Biden administration is servicing the humans. You're
It
going
is
to
like-
service the account.
Yeah.
Beginning in May, the Biden administration plans to fund local governments and nonprofit groups to provide free safety materials to drug users, including free crack pipes for some reason. In case you wonder where the racial element is, understand that fund recipients are required to prioritize aid to minority and LGBTQ addicts in keeping with the Biden administration's requirements to advance racial equity. And here's another piece that has to be discussed. If you are required to prioritize aid to people based on immutable characteristics or sketchy life choices, if you are required to prioritize aid based on characteristics at all, in fact, in a program like this, any other basis of priority that is not first come, first serve is a violation of the Equal Protection Under the Law Clause of the 14th Amendment. That this is just a little more Biden engaged in not just high crimes and misdemeanors, but explicitly in those high crimes and misdemeanors which are defined by Constitution. Right? This isn't some fabricated collusion narrative where we keep using the word collusion because we know there are bad legal ramifications for using the actual word conspiracy to defraud. And if we keep using the word collusion, then we haven't actually alleged a crime. No, this is an actual crime, which I am alleging explicitly is a violation of a government official depriving people of civil liberties, specifically equal protection under the law, under color of law. This is a high crime and or misdemeanor. It's a high crime. Constitutional violation by the President of the United States, that's a high crime. You know how I know that's a high crime? Because the Democrats pretended like Donald Trump violated the Constitution in some way and impeached him over it, without ever alleging an actual crime.
You know, you ever heard the conspiracy theory that the U.S. government created crack cocaine in order to control the black population? There's several variations on it, like it was done by the CIA. And
I've seen Harlem Nights.
Okay.
Nine-toe Havanist.
All right. Well, now...
You'd be the nine-toe Havanist Joe Rogan in Harlem.
Yes, look. Now we have a racist politician, okay? A guy who was worried about busing people into the racial jungle, right? And look it up. This is not my words.
Locking up the super predators.
Yeah, this is not my words. This is Joe Biden's words, okay? Right? Now we have a guy that wants to give them free crack pipes because, let's be honest, he's not giving... I mean, it says it right here, okay? Prioritize minority and LGBTQ addicts, okay? So now he wants to give black people crack pipes. You know, again, the older I get, the smarter Alex Jones. No conspiracy theory is off the table at this point. No. Maybe there really are lizard people running the government and clockwork elves one dimension over.
Explain. I would love, and I'll bring anybody on the show. Find me somebody who can make a credible, intelligent argument that this kind of maneuver can honestly be interpreted by a rational person as anything other than an explicit attempt by the Biden administration to exterminate black men.
No, not exterminate. Keep them passive. Vote for me and you get your SOMA.
Nah, because they're still funding Planned Parenthood, too. Still aborting more black babies than are born annually.
Yeah, well, that's how you... Look, that's how you get the black women, locked up. Like, it's all, honestly, it's not that hard to take a couple of steps down the line and assume some, like, really dark racist shit about how, boy, talk about never leaving the plantation. And we've just
Right.
changed how big the walls of the plantation are. But hey, you know what? You know what? At least Joe is consistent, okay?
He is.
Look, he wanted Obama because Obama was the first clean-cut black man. Now he's going to make sure black people have clean-cut crack pipes, all right? Golly. You know,
Alex asks, is the crack known for keeping people passive? No, Alex, no, it's not.
well, when they have...
It's known for pacifying people permanently.
Well, as long as they have plenty of crack. It's like that joke from Good Morning Vietnam. So, hey, is pot a problem in Vietnam? No, everybody has it.
Everybody's got it. So, all right. I guess, if you need them, Uncle Joe's got your crack pipes.
But you better claim to be gay or disabled or black. Do you think you'd be able to get a crack pipe if you had a slight Indian accent?
Yes, but you'd have to get it from the Dairy Queen. Not right, Joe.
Oh, God.
Y'all be safe out there. We'll see you tomorrow.